But what would you get out of it? How much money would you earn? This is the question asked by every parent who sends their children to study, say, history or philosophy. But really, the parents press, what would you get out of studying political science or sociology, education, social work, or mercifully, philology? How much money would you earn? And although we tend to underestimate the parents' question, it is a very important question. What do you get if you study for a PhD? What is the salary of PhD holders? In which field of knowledge do they earn more, and in which sector do they earn more? In academia, government, industry and business, or in the third sector? What does the data say? If you have already done a PhD, then should you stay in academia? In terms of salary, I mean, should you pursue a PhD at all? These are the questions. This talk has the answers. Let us start with a warning. If you are thinking about landing an academic career for the salary, keep moving. Among the 4 sectors, the average salary for PhD holders in academia is the lowest. Yes, in academia, it's the lowest. Even a job in the third sector brings in more money. Working in the government is also more lucrative, and certainly working in industry or the business market. The wage gap is simply huge. Hello, I am Professor Gad Yair, and in my YouTube channel and my online course, Land Your Academic Career, you will learn everything you need to know about academia and science careers. Subscribe to this channel and hit the like button to get tips, suggestions, and recommendations along with information on new trends in higher education. Join me on your journey to land your academic career. On average, a PhD holder who works in American academia at a research university or college earns about 40% less than his classmates who went into industry and the business sector. Some say we are here in science for the sake of the science, or for the sake of freedom and the freedom to think. But money? Academic positions are not the most lucrative in the world. There is an advertisement on the web. Everyone loves spreadsheets. Then the narrator says, absolutely not. Monday.com. But they are right on Monday.com. It is fun to poke around in a salary sheet because you can ask questions. For example, in academia, which are the most lucrative professions? Let us see. What you see before you is quite amazing. Professors of business administration earn like the Eiffel Tower. Even the economists, the ones with the ego who say that they are the most sought after profession, well, even economists get lower average salary compared with their colleagues at the business school. Mathematics and computer science are next in the 3rd place. Not bad. Medicine, 4th. Not surprising either. But what about physics? Same salary as in the humanities? Chemistry? Earning even less than psychologists? Even if you crack the secrets of the universe, even though today it is impossible to do science in any field without physicists and chemists? It is interesting to note that the only field in which the salary in academia does not fall short compared with working in industry or government is business administration. PhD holders earn the same salary irrespective of sector. $130,000. Psychologists, for comparison, are content with working in academia for $60,000 compared to $85,000 in industry or the business field. The salary of a computer scientist falls much more. In academia, he or she has to settle for a salary of $74,000, while in the industry or business field they earn on average almost double, about $140,000, which is the highest salary in the table, actually. And indeed, when looking at the salary column in industry or in the field of business, computer science leads, followed by business administration, and third, the economists. The sciences of money, they once called it. And you understand the consequences of these wage gaps. When PhD holders in these fields graduate, even the outstanding ones who could make a tremendous contribution to research and teaching in academia, the outstanding ones are faced with a dilemma. The wage gaps in favor of the outside market are so tempting, it is hard to resist them. The market is calling you, and you sit with your partner and calculate the cost of life and say to yourself, isn't it madness to stay in academia? That means that universities and colleges have no choice but to chase the market with higher salaries. But in countries where the salary in academia is forced to be uniform, heads of departments, deans or rectors do not have the option to respond to the differential demand and supply in the market. All they can do is watch their excellent PhD graduates who tell them that there is no sense in staying in an academic position. Why should we subsidize you, they ask. You offer me tenure, okay, but in 10 years of work in the entrepreneurial or business sector, I close a salary of 30 years of work in academia. Why do I need an academic position? And it seems that this question, the question of why academia, or the question of the parents, what would you get out of it? Those are indeed questions that need to be asked. By and large, it seems that the salary level in academia, which in the past seemed to be respectable, has lost touch with the salary outside. Even non-profit workers earn more than academics do. So it seems that a question needs to be asked. Why stay in academia? In the in-depth interviews I conducted, I was told more than once that it is indeed difficult to retain outstanding PhDs today. The wage gap compared to the market is so acute that there is no way to retain outstanding or interesting PhDs for an academic position. With current salaries, professors find it difficult to claim professional prestige. With the difficulties along the way and the risk of not getting tenure after so many years, why should outstanding PhDs not go out into the high-tech world and start with a salary twice the norm in academia? In short, it seems that the salary in academia has become somewhat disconnected from salary levels outside. Here is another look at this trend. When young people consider what they should study, they probably also consider their parents' question, namely, what would you get out of it? And this question leads many to choose the field of study according to the level of salary expected upon graduation. And if the salary level in chemistry is low compared to business administration, then why study chemistry or philosophy and history, archaeology and, God forbid, philology? The problem is that you cannot entice students to devote their energy to studies in a field by artificially raising the salary of graduates in these fields. Most of them end up teaching, only a minority of them, as business philosophers. Therefore, and since the academy has no influence on salary levels in the labor market, it has no ability to control which discipline students will choose. If wages in the labor market are low, there would be less demand. And when there is little demand, there is no ability to finance a class, a research, and teaching in academia. But let us go back to the opening. Now we know which of America's PhD holders earn the highest wages: the computer scientists and those in the business field. And on average, graduates in business administration are the richest regardless of sector. And on average, the business and industrial sector is the most rewarding in the economy. On the other hand, the salary in academia is at rock bottom, and the surprise to find that a geophysicist earns in academia as much as an art scholar, that a chemist even less than a sociologist. What do you understand from the little data I presented to you? Do you want to poke around yourself? The link to the table is found in the video details down below. Do you have data for your country and sector? Please share. And if you still want to land an academic career, the link to my course is in the details too. Until the next time, I am Professor Gad Yair.